What's going on, guys? Nemesis here. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I completed the 20 win challenge. Now, here's like the battle log I'm going to show you guys. This was my second time doing the challenge, so I beat it on the second try, and I'm going to show you some of the replays. Like, I'll show you like my last game to 20 wins, but more so I want to show you guys some of the decks that you will be facing, like at least the most popular decks that I've been facing in the challenge itself. So without further ado, please make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, so we got our first game here against this guy, Devay Mohammed, or Devlet Mohammed. Yeah, he's going to be playing the Mighty Miner Goblin Barrel deck, and this deck is probably the most popular log bait deck in the challenge. Like, I see this like every single time. What I like to do in this matchup is I like to pack up the Mighty Miner, so when they Mighty Miner the back, just pack the same lane, and then more likely than not, they always like to like switch the Mighty Miner placement so it doesn't get DPS down by the P.E.K.K.A. just like that. And what I do here is I just Electro Wizard this, and then I think I Ghost High too. Yeah, right there I Ghost the Mighty Miner as well, and then now since he doesn't have a Mighty Miner in rotation, I'm just going to spam him completely right here. I'm just going to ignore the Dark Goblin because I don't really need to worry about it. And like I said, I'm just going to keep the pressure on because when their Mighty Miner dies, they don't have another one in rotation. So I could just completely sell out right here and just overwhelm him. And yeah, so that's what I like to do in that matchup. It's really important that like when they Mighty Miner in the back, you could like only P.E.K.K.A. the Mighty Miner if you have a really good cycle. So like if you have minions or an Electro Wizard, if you don't have either of that, it's a little bit risky because with that being said, they'll just pop the ability, and after that, your Royal Ghost or Bandit will probably most likely be the only card you would have to defend, and the Mighty Miner would just DPS both of them down while still having a lot of health because for some reason the Mighty Miner has so much HP and I do not know why, but yeah. That's my thought process on that. Just make sure you have a good cycle if you're going to try to do that. At this point, it literally is all just about defending. Yeah, there's really nothing else to it. I'm just going to play defense. Really no reason to play aggressive anymore. Just like, I think I could just poison those, to be honest. I think it would be the better bet because he could just like Mighty Miner in front of those things. So yeah, I think poisoning would actually just be the play right there in general. So that might have been a little bit of a misplay, but it doesn't, like, at the end of the day, it just doesn't really matter. He can't do anything anymore. He's like, wait, and I kind of missed the Battle Ram Kite right there too. So like, I was like, what the heck? But yeah, it is what it is. At this point, I'll just play a little bit passively. If you're kind of going into later the game and you still haven't like taken this tower, because I feel like taking this tower in single elixir is probably easier than in double, but like if you're leading into double elixir and you still haven't taken this tower, what you can do is like try to make really big dueling pushes on both lanes. Like when you cycle a P.E.K.K.A. in the back, play battle in the opposite lane, and play like minions in the middle, because when you play minions in the middle, it will have a really high probability of DPS downing his cannon, because obviously people just play the cannons and just their buildings in general in the middle, so that's how you can make use out of the minions in this matchup. So yeah, that's what I like to do. I'm just going to play Royal Ghost right there. He's going to play a Goblin Barrel. I'm just going to just DPS that down with the Bandit plus a Zap. And yes, that should be game number 1. Let's go ahead and move on to the next game. Okay, so we got our next game here against Paw 2, and he's going to be playing the Hog Rider Giant Skeleton deck with the Queen and Cannon, and this deck is super popular as well. This is like another meta deck for the challenge, and in general, like you'll see this deck a lot in like top ladder. So with that being said, yeah, you're going to see this deck a lot. I'm going to go for a Ghost. I'm going to go for a Ewis plus minions on top of his Hog Rider. With that being said, I don't know if I poisoned that. I don't think I did poison that because I thought that might have been a little bit aggressive if I did. So I'm just going to like let those minions and Ewis go, and I believe I just play like a Battle Rammer here, or maybe a Zap. I might just Zap it. I'm not sure what I do here. Yeah, I just take a Zap. Yeah, that's a smarter play for sure. So what I like to do in this matchup is I like to save my P.E.K.K.A. for the Giant Skeleton. Because I think that's the most like key thing you can do is like if you don't save P.E.K.K.A. for Giant Skeleton, they can just use a Giant Skeleton on you, and you always have to like overcommit. Like you'll have to play like a Bandit plus Ghost and like an Ewis or something, because like Giant Skeleton has a lot of HP and it does a good amount of damage to your mini troops as well, like the Bandits and Ghosts. So like with that being said, P.E.K.K.A. is like the best answer for the Giant Skeleton for sure. He's gonna go for Hogs, which is totally fine. I'm just gonna go for Minions. And Minions is pretty solid at countering the Hog. It's not the greatest because As you can see, the Hog Rider still got a couple shots. You would prefer the Hog to only get like 1 shot or less, but yeah, Ghost is getting a lot of damage. He went super aggressive with that Hog Rider earlier, so that's what led my Ghost to getting a lot of damage. I think a main tip I can also give you in this matchup is you want to play, when you think they're going to go for like a Hog Rider push with like a giant skeleton, it's pretty important to like block the giant skeleton at the bridge so the giant skeleton doesn't cross to your side, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to make their giant skeleton act as a tank for the Hog Rider, and that's how their Hog Rider gets a lot of damage. So yeah, try to block the giant skeletons a lot at the bridge, and you should be chilling. Like, there should be no like funny stuff going on, you know, like. So yeah, I'm gonna go for minions, and I don't know if I just zapped this or something. Like, no, I just see the damage. Yeah, so it's all about playing passively at this point. Also, when they go for a giant skeleton and you go for a P.E.K.K.A. and stuff like that, or vice versa, if you go for a P.E.K.K.A. and then they go for a giant skeleton same lane or something, I like to pressure opposite lane as well, with like a Ghost plus Batarang, and then like minions in the middle again because they have another building. That's what I like to do against like any of like building decks. It's just minions in the middle a lot. Especially if like these guys have Royal Delivery, because I know some of these decks also tend to run Royal Delivery. So with that being said, don't play like your minions with like on top of the Batarang or on top of your P.E.K.K.A. because they'll just deliver it. Just play them in the middle so they can't get too much value off their Royal Delivery. So yeah, that's going to be game number 2. Okay, so we've got our next game here against Stefan. He's going to be playing the Giant Skeleton Cannon Cart drill deck, and you're going to kind of see, I wouldn't say like this exact deck, but like definitely similar to it. Like, there's definitely like Golden Knight decks with drill and stuff like that, and also Giant Skeleton like Magic Archer drills. So you're going to see a lot of drill in general, so this is why I'm putting this replay up. And I have a cool little trick you can do. Like in single elixir, it's definitely easier to break through. Oh, and by the way, this guy's also playing Executioner. So yeah, with that being said, he has a lot of cards that are high in elixir. So what you can do in single elixir is that's your time to strike, is to do as much damage as you can in single elixir, because like I said, he doesn't have that much like cycle cards. So you could really take advantage of single elixir and make a really big push that way. So he's going to go for a giant skeleton in the back, and I was going to go for a P.E.K.K.A. right there, which is a safe play. And he's going to play a cannon cart. So at this point, I'm just going to sell out here because he just played 5 elixir essentially. He's going to keep the Executioner. I think he didn't want to play the Executioner because it didn't do that much DPS. So yeah, that's why he didn't do that. And at this point, I basically take his tower yet again. Like, that was a terrible tornado. But like I said, this matchup is kind of hard in double elixir, but like I said, in single elixir is your time to strike. If they play the giant skeleton, just P.E.K.K.A. it. If they play drill, you always want to try to keep the ghost in hand. And you should be chilling here. It's all about, like I said, playing defense at this point. Let's see what he does here. He's going to go for a drill. I think I go for like a minions, and then afterwards I go for an Electro Wizard, which I think was a terrible E-Wiz. I was like overcommitting, to be honest. I really did not get that E-Wiz whatsoever. But it is what it is. We're just going to be chilling here. I think the most annoying part about playing against this kind of deck is the cannon card plus the XE NATO is definitely the most annoying. Like, the giant skeleton isn't as bad because you have a P.E.K.K.A. to GPS it down, but like the cannon card, they could just like play it in the back and they can just snipe your P.E.K.K.A.s. And then the Executioner with that buff and everything with the NATO, it's like, it makes it really hard to break through. That's what I was saying earlier, just in single elixirs, your only really time to actually get some damage because of how high elixir this deck is. He's going to go for another giant skeleton, so I'm just going to match it with another P.E.K.K.A. again. And at this point, like I said, we're just chilling, just literally playing defense. I don't need to worry about a Magic Archer because he has Executioner. So we can just, like I said, play passively at this point and not worry about a potential Magic Archer threat. And yeah, we're chilling here. He's going to play an Executioner in the back. He's still trying, which, you know, I respect. This is 20-win challenge, so, like, you know, even if you're losing a lot, I might as well try it. I'm just going to go for another P.E.K.K.A. in the middle. Yeah, at this point, yeah, there's nothing he can do about it, so we're just going to be, like I said, playing passively, playing P.E.K.K.A.s in the middle and stuff like that, or whenever you place giant skeletons and saving the ghost for the drill just like that, and that's going to be a really clean game right there. I forgot which win this was, like maybe like 15, 16, I don't even know, but yeah, it was kind of somewhere high up there, and I'm going to go for the final game. Okay, so we're at our final game here, and this matchup actually isn't going to be like a deck I would say that you would see a lot. I don't think so, but I'm only showing this because this is the final game for my 20-win challenge. So with that being said, this is pretty much for like all the marbles on the table. This is like yeah, this is the last game right here, and I was actually pretty nervous leading up to this match because I really didn't want to choke a 21. I was like 19-1 at the time, so like I still had another room for a loss, but like I don't want to lose, you know. I just want to keep winning, so I'm gonna try my best here. So he's gonna go for Golden Knight plus Mega Minion. It was so like annoying how that Golden Knight just hits my Electro Wizard. It's just like it kind of like threw me off. I was like, wow, like that's just so broken. But like, what can you do? You know, there's like really nothing. So at this point, I was kind of thinking in my head. I was like, is this guy like Electro Giant Mirror or something? Because it kind of looks like it. He has the Dark Prince, which kind of threw me off as well because people don't play Dark Prince in their Electro Giant decks. Like it's normally, I think, a cannon or something like that. So yeah, it threw me off like crazy. And he plays a mirror, so I was like, okay, this guy's definitely Electro Giant with the mirror, but he's just like not using a building, which actually is kind of better for me. So like my battle ramps could potentially get more value, more connections on top of the tower. So yeah, that's why I did that. He plays an Electro Giant right there, so I'm gonna play my P.E.K.K.A plus an Electro Wizard. And at this point, we have a decent little counter push. So I'm just gonna be chilling here. I'm gonna see what he does here. I think he does like a okay, so he does a Mega Minion plus a Tornado, I believe. Yeah, he does that. Totally fine. I'm just, like I said, I'm playing really passively right now because this is the final game and I don't want to be too over aggressive. So yeah, at this point, look, I think I just roll a Ghost in the bag, just kind of see what he wants to do here, and yeah, so he's gonna go for another Dark Prince. I'm gonna go for Battle on opposite lane because it took him a long time to cycle that Dark Prince, so I know I was up a good amount of elixir. He's gonna play a Golden Knight right there. I'm gonna play a Bandit for that Dark Prince. It's really important for me in this matchup that I need to keep a really good cycle. Like I need to have at least a Bandit or an Electro Wizard in hand at all times for his Dark Prince, because if I don't, the Dark Princes could get really annoying and they could throw off my cycle like crazy. And this part was really scary as well. Like I thought that Golden Knight and Mega Minion were about to just take my tower right there. I kind of panicked a little, but thankfully it didn't do as much damage as I thought it would do. So yeah, he's gonna go for another Dark Prince, and as you can see, I have another Bandit in my hand, so I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna play a Bandit for the Dark Prince. He's gonna mirror his Dark Prince again. I'm gonna go for a minion split because seeing his playstyle, this guy loves to play Electro Giants in front of the minions, so I'm just gonna try to split him at this point to not give him that much value for his Electro Giant. I'm gonna go for a Battle Ramp because I have a couple minions plus an Electro Wizard, so I thought it would be a pretty nice time to counter push. And yeah, so I'm doing really good right now. As you can see, I'm in the lead, so really solid. I'm sure this guy's kind of nervous too, because this guy's probably like at 18 or 19 wins himself as well. So like, yeah, the stakes are pretty high in this matchup. So we're both probably like not playing like as maybe good as we could be because we're playing more defensively, or the matchup calls for like aggressiveness. So yeah. I'm gonna go for a Bandit right there, and this is where he throws a Sparky. Like, this caught me off guard. Like, he was saving the Sparky for the longest time. I was like, oh my gosh. So like, I had to like change my playstyle. I was like, what the heck just happened? I did a little poison right there. I don't even think that was the greatest poison, not gonna lie. Like I said, I got kind of nervous. I was like, that Sparky threw me off. I was like, what's going on here? So that poison wasn't the greatest. I should have tried to hit the Sparky as well, but I'm going to go for a P.E.K.K.A right there because it's a pretty solid play. And I think last second I take a Zap, which is super solid on our part. And then look what he did there. He did a Tornado because he probably thought I wasn't going to Zap it. So that Tornado was terrible. I'm going to go for a Royale Ghost opposite lane because that Ewis is doing a good job on top of the Sparky. He's going to go for Mirror. So I'm just going to take a Poison at this point because I don't want those Dark Princes to get that much counter push. And let me see. I'm going to go for a Bandit right there for his Dark Prince. Ghost right there, just in case he wanted to pop the Golden Knight ability. I'm going to go for a P.E.K.K.A on top of the Electro Giant. And I immediately Battle Ram right there because I thought he had a Mirror and I thought he was going to go for another E-Giant left-hand lane. So I try to pressure with that, but I take a really nice Zap on top of the Sparky and the Dark Prince. And that is going to get me the 20 win. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll do more videos in the future.